here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Today is week 4, and if you followed along last week, you've already printed out your paper here. And today we're going to be doing the rows. So we're taking all these squares right here that we did and completed, and we're going to put them together. So I'm going to show you how that's going to work here. Now, if for some reason you didn't want to do all that work and you wanted to change it, you can actually just put 4-inch squares. But the purpose of learning how to do your quarter square triangles is to learn something new, first off, and second, to figure out how to cut it if it was a different kind of a project, because we also learned how to cut last week. All right, if our ruler wasn't exactly a 4.5-inch square. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I've got the design wall set up here. Hopefully this will work. This is the first time I've done something like this. I've got my paperwork laid over here on the left, and they want us to take these blocks. The first thing they want you to do is take the blue with the little squares. I'm going to put this about right here to give you an idea. And hopefully they will not fall down. Now, we're going to make one row, and we're going to need 12 squares. So then they want you to match this color with that color, so that you have a square right here of the same color. Then they want the blue gingham next, and you can see a pattern forming here, and that's what we're going to do all the way across. You're going to take whatever's in here and you're going to match it up, and you're going to do it until you've got 12 of them on there. So you can just count out 12 of these and lay them out. Can I get 12 across there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Set all the rest of them back. And that's exactly how we're going to lay them. And then that's how we're going to sew them. And this is going to be row 1. And then my next row is going to be the blue. So since I can only get across that far, that's going to be the next one right here. And so I'm just going to sew them all together, starting at this side. I'm going to put these two together. So what I'm doing is I'm pairing all of these up. And if you notice, the pattern that is evolving from this is that you're pairing these two here on every one of them. And I've got them laid up here because I'm going to sew them in sets just like that. And then when I'm done, I'll build the other set. I'll show you. Okay, so this is how I have my table set up. I have my wool mat here. I have my smaller iron sitting here, right here, off to the left. And what I did was I paired them up. I've set them aside, but let me tell you what. For example, let me show you this one here. So when I went to put this together, let me make sure you can see it. Okay, so this one here is going to the right. That meant this one had to go to the left, okay, so they could nestle. But when I ironed this down, it was ironed this direction towards me. So I've taken my iron and I re-ironed it the other direction. And then I nestled them to make it work. So I put it up there. I checked it out. I tried to go as close up here to the top as I could get, but keep it nestled. And then I pinned it. And then I went to the other side, and this one was actually that direction, but it needed to go the other because, see, this has got a seam in it. So this one you want to keep to the left. So then I had to take this one and I ironed it to the right. Now I have the pins that you can go over. They will not melt. They're not plastic heads. And then I turned around and nestled this one because it will create less bulk in the middle of your quilt. And then I pinned it. And there you go. So I've got them all sitting down here, and I'll just pick one up at a time and I'll chain stitch them until those are finished. Okay, so I'm using a 12-inch needle. I have pink bobbin and pink thread. And I'm doing a 1/4 inch. There we go. And all I'm doing is just chain stitching these. All you do is just keep on going until you got them all done. Let's see if I can get that one started. When we get done, we're going to take these and we're going to iron them. Then we're going to open them up. And then I'm going to show you on the design wall what we're going to do next. I hope my hands aren't in the way. Here's the last one. Cut them apart here. And then I'm going to iron them all open right here at the table. Alright, so the purpose of this shot is to show you need to relax your seams. So that's all I'm doing here. And if you feel like you need to repress, like let's say you want to repress that, go ahead and do it right now. It's not going to hurt a thing. You can do all of them. So now I've got all these relaxed, and all I got to do is open them up. I want the piece that's folded over to go towards this piece, the top piece. So you roll your fabric over towards the top like this, and you're going to press it. Don't push real hard, just press it. I mean, it probably looks like I pushed it real hard, but I didn't. And then you can see how it's coming towards me. Okay. So we're going to stack these up. And when you get them stacked up, if for some reason this middle square is not this rose, the white rose in the red, if you're using this fabric that is, then you got it wrong and you need to fix it right now before you go any further. I'm just doing every one of them. And we're going to do every single row like this. I'm getting you started on your first row, and you're going to continue until you do all 4, but I'm going to show the entire first row here just to show you how I do it. So if you look at it, you're only going to be connecting a gingham because each end is a gingham. So you're going to do this. We're going to pin these two like this. We're going to pin these two like that. And these two, and we're doing the same thing. So we're matching the seam. So we take it like this. Now we know that we want this seam to go to the right because you don't want it to turn like that, which means this seam here needs to go the other direction. So now is when I'm going to take it and flip it, and then I'm going to press it so it can go this direction. And then what's going to happen is when it comes time to do this, if we have to connect that, then I'll just roll this down like that. But right now I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to do each one of them like that. So this one has to go the other direction. this one has to go this direction. Okay. All right, so let me get those pinned. Okay, so I have them ready, and there's only 3 of them now. And I went ahead and I changed out my thread, so I'm using a blue top thread and a blue bobbin. And if you need to use a leader ender because you don't feel like it's going to go across your bump, that's fine. I'm kind of forcing mine with my finger. I could be using a stylus, but that's all right. And then if you want to do all 4 of your rows, so they all go the same way, that's fine too. You can have them all set up so that you can chain stitch them all to be a lot faster. I'm just going to do 1 row at a time. Cut these apart. And then we're going to iron these. The purpose of this is to do the same exact thing. We're going to relax these seams right here. Each one of them. And then we're going to, let's see. It goes that way. Let's test it here and see if it's going the right direction. Did I go the wrong direction? Nope. Okay. We want that to go up, just like the last one. And then as you're pressing it, you're also pressing this one the correct direction. So now we're going to have 3 seams going upward. And then we're going to take these and we're going to sew them together like this. And when I'm done pinning this one and doing it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin this one so I can just get them both done together. And then remember now, you're going to be flipping this over if you have to. For example, this one's set perfect the way it is because one's going to the right and one's going to the left. Same here. That's what we're looking for. Alrighty, so I've got them both pinned. I'm just going to sew one after the other and then my entire row will be finished. And there's enough distance between here and there that I can actually chain stitch this one. Just put it right up against there. These apart and I'll iron them and then I'm going to put it up here on the design wall for you to see. Alrighty, so there's my next row lined up right here. It's going to be the same size as that when it gets done. These are my number 11 and 12. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach them. And if you note down here at the far left, it starts with these 2 colors right here. So instead of having these match at the first one, like up at the top, it's going to match these for the second row. All right, so we're gonna do the same exact process that I just did. So you guys do it and we'll come back with this row. So I finished the second roll. So the first row started out with this. Second one starts out with this. I've already laid the third and the fourth up there. The third is gonna be this and the fourth is gonna be that. There's 10 squares all connected here and there's 12 on the top. So go ahead and put all these squares together and make these 2 rows, just like we did the top one. So when you're finished, you should have 4 rows. 2 of them have 12 and 2 of them have 10. They are on the design wall. The top 2 are the 12 blocks and the bottom 2 are the 10. And as you can tell, each row started out with a different color, and this is what they look like when you're done. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'm going to see you next week for week 5 of the Ultimate Picnic Quilt. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.